welcome back to my new channel. And as I mentioned in my introduction video that first video on this new channel will be related to books which has been written by Shetty, and I am here to represent that books. And maybe I will not provide a very comprehensive details related to books, but majority of important topics will be included in this video, so stay tuned and please watch the whole video and subscribe this my new YouTube channel and share the whole video with your friends and family member. So general introduction about author. The author is Jay Shetty, who is born and brought up in England, and he spent around 3 years in India as a monk, and he wrote this specific book. And I will not, as I mentioned in this previous, that I will not provide the comprehensive details, but I will record the whole important things, because if I provide a very details information, then the books will not be needed or required, so I will not do it. Firstly, if I talk about identity, as we have to invent our own idea and our own specific steps also, so that also helps us to do very more things in our life. Our own destiny matters the most in our life, and also which connects our heart, and also sometimes we can give 100% if we have a very detailed or very specific destiny in our life. So that would be a very beneficial in our life if we have our own identification or our own identity, which is specifically related to our own invention. Best way to live purposeful life is that eradication of external voice, like some suggestion from our relatives and friends. Yes, sometimes they have some very positive things to do, or sometimes it is very useful, but sometimes they are providing very negative and very destructive ideas to specific our project. So don't listen to that external voice, instead of listen to our internal voice. So that also enhances our self confidence also. So, and the confidence is specifically very beneficial to do many things in our lifestyle. So basically must not try to create false identification in our life, because sometimes that will create unnecessary consequences in our life which are not supposed to be happen in the first place. So I think that creates very destructive attitudes in our lifestyle if we create very false identification in our life. When we create our own idea, at that time, even though sometimes we fail, we are appreciated by majority of people because we tried it and failed it, because some people are not even try to do that specific work, and that also enhance our self confidence. So at the end of the day, it is very beneficial for us to create our own identity. Yes, sometimes it is based on some others ideas or others people's imagination, but the 90% of that ideas will be related to our own creative mind. So that also very based for our own future also. Now I would like to talk about negativity. It is completely impossible to create one's own happiness on the unhappiness of the others. So basically negativity creates almost negative vibes in our life. As Buddha said that do not give attention to what others do or fail, instead give it attention to what you do and fail to do. So negativity is everywhere. Basically we can feel that negative vibes when we are sitting with some negative people, or when we talk with that kind of people, at the time always we can feel that specific negative vibe in our life. Very experiment in your lifetime, you must spend 20 to 25 days in your life with negative people who are always spread a negativity, or suggest to not to do your work or how to do work, even though sometimes they do not have a very basic experiments or experience related to their life, or in their life. So at the end of this specific experiment, you can have a whole negativity in your life, and you can also observe that 20 to 25 days in your life, that how you behave with your family member and friends, that creates always negativity if you have a company of negative people. So second experiment, you must spend 20 to 25 days with very positive people who are always suggest you to do very basic things, or inspire you to do whatever you like, or sometimes they provide a very authentic information, even though sometimes they do not have that experiment, or they do not have knowledge, but they always inspire us to do, or to make it happen. So, and observe that 20 to 25 days in your life, that how you create a whole positive vibe within your family member or friend circle. Because I do have that kind of knowledge or experience in my life, and I know the whole scenario of that specific negative people and the positive people in my life. So basically negativity is everywhere. We have to deal with this very negative vibe in our life. Thirdly, now I'd like to talk about fear. Fear makes us fiction writer, and sometimes we, not sometimes, but every time, we create unnecessary consequences when we are great influence of the fear. The Roman philosopher Seneca observed that when we are in a great fear, that creates great in imagination than reality. When we deny facing fear in our lifestyle, majority of problem follow us, and they are probably getting bigger and bigger, and something is forcing us, or something will force us to do deal with that. We do have that kind of basic experience in our lifestyle to deal with fear. So just sometimes some people are having this great influence in their lifestyle related to fear, but some are not. So how to solve or how to deal with this fear? In my opinion, there are two exercises. Firstly, breathing exercise, and second is doing a practice. Firstly, if I talk about breathing exercise, we do have fear to go up at some specific place by ladder. Take a deep breath and out from your mouth. Do the exercise for around the 5 times, and you can feel the whole, the very self confidence, or you can feel the very calmness in your internal body. So that also uh, works to eradicate fear in that specific situation. But secondly, if I talk about another kind of fear, like sometimes we do need to practice a lot in that specific kind of situation. For an example, sometimes we do have a fear of examination, or some others related to education. So at that time, obviously breathing exercise is not related, or is not working in this specific kind of situation. Instead, we have to do more practice. If we want to deal with our great fear. So I think there are two ways to deal with the fear. Now I like to talk about intention. If we do something with a good intention, we will not have to face very bad consequences in near future. uh, if we are intent to do something good with a good intention, this also enhance our confidence, and sometimes it generates very positive energies also. For an example, if I talk about person who has always a good intention in his field, is none other than Mahendra Singh Dhoni. We all know that he is known for Captain Cool, and even though India uh, does not win any match in any series, specifically Dhoni, specifically Mahendra Singh Dhoni is always recognized and appreciated by majority of people. Why? Because he has done a lots of things under the influence of rules and regulation in match with a good intention. Now we can observe in this 21st century that even though many people are born and brought up with a silver spoon in his life, they are not having a good lifestyle, and sometimes they face a lots of problems in their life just because of not having a good intention to do work. So I think having a good intention in our life, even though we do our studies or our work, is always good to do many work in our life. So I think that is a very short point, but very important. Now I like to talk about the purpose. Our track of life is defined when we have a solid purpose in our life. When we do not have a very solid purpose in our life, we cannot give 100% to that specific work or in our life. With the help of having a purpose in our lifestyle, we can focus on very important things in our life instead of focusing on unnecessary things. We can prioritize the things so which are very beneficial or truly beneficial for work. So having a purpose is obviously very good in our life. Having a purpose in our life makes us a little bit arrogant, because in that specific kind of situation we are focusing on our own interest instead of surroundings. Sometimes we cannot attend a very social function or religious function in our life, but in this specific kind of situation, what is specifically matters is that we are dedicated to our work, because we are not born to entertain the whole society or our surroundings. Sometimes we have to let go many things in order to conquer a lots of things in our life. Having a purpose in our life indicates that we are not focused in our life. This is a part 1 of this book, and the whole content is not possible to be included in one video. Please like, share, and leave the comment on this video, and please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. It really motivates me. So please, and thank you for watching this video. Take care of yourself and your family, so, and stay happy.